Everybody get up.
It's time for the RMAC Radio Show.
There's nothing I like better than a nice, ice-cold, Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference.
The RMAC is a proud member of NCAA Division II.
Colorado School of Mines. There you go. That's legit. They can ball. The Colorado School of Mines can ball.
Now, here's your host, Eric Danner.
It's all good. Respect.
Welcome to the RMAC Radio Show, week number 7. My name is Eric Danner. A big show again planned for you today. We're going to have the head coach of the Colorado School of Mines, Bob Stitt, in our first segment here. In our second segment, we're going to talk to the brand new commissioner of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, Chris Graham, just named the RMAC commissioner this past week. And then we'll close things out with Alyssa Mihak, an outstanding player on the Western New Mexico volleyball team. But we start with football. We had that game of the year that so many had talked about all off-season long between Chadron and CSU-Pueblo. The Thunderwolves came out on top 51-42 as Chris Bonner tossed 5 touchdown passes to be the RMAC Offensive Player of the Week. We caught up with him after the game.
I knew they were going to play us hard, so I knew I had to bring my best game. And, luckily I have playmakers around me that did the same. And, it turned out all right.
So congratulations to CSU-Pueblo, the number 3 ranked team in the nation now, and the Thunderwolves will be playing the Colorado School of Mines this upcoming Saturday, and we're now joined by the head coach of the Orediggers, Bob Stitt. Coach Stitt, how's it going today?
Everything's good. A little busy trying to get ready to go.
Yeah, big one again for you, Coach, and this is kind of developed into a nice little rivalry since CSU-Pueblo brought football back. Do you look at things in those kind of terms that, this might be your number one rival each year?
I think that those things grow into a rivalry, and it's been a short one so far. But when you go against a quality program such as Pueblo and a great coaching staff, you really want to measure yourself against the best, and that's what kind of motivates us is we want to see how we stack up against the best.
Colorado School of Mines currently 3-1 in the RMAC. They are 4-2 overall, coming off a big win, 51-16 over Fort Lewis this past weekend. And Coach, a lot's been made, especially this year. I mean, usually when I have you on the RMAC radio show, I'm one of the first media guys to get you. But boy, this year you're kind of a hot commodity. I saw on Tim Brando and the CBS Sports Show, and a lot of people are asking about the offense, which you've been running for a long time. So it's kind of interesting that all of a sudden this is kind of the new hot thing.
Well, it kind of has gotten onto the national scene with what Oregon's done and what the air raid guys have done for a long time. But it just happened this year that people are excited about people that are running spread offenses that are fast, and we were fortunate enough to get on a few shows and promote the program. Talking
with Bob Stitt, head football coach at the Colorado School of Mines. And Coach, in the one segment I saw Kevin Sumlin wearing a Stitt Happens T-shirt, and this is another movement that seems to be gaining in popularity. I've heard that term over the years, but now you got it on a T-shirt and you figured out how to market it.
It's been fun. Bruce Feldman from CBS is the one that kind of started it, and a bunch of people were tweeting that they wanted T-shirts, so we printed some up, and we've sold a bunch of them, and we're hoping that a little Stitt happens this weekend.
Talking with Coach Stitt from the Colorado School of Mines. And Coach, your offense clicking again as it normally does. You scored 72 in week 1, 62 against Black Hill State, and then 51 this past weekend. But, Coach, I know there's been some questions about the quarterback position, and I know over the years you've had a number of guys who could play really well at that spot. We just had Chad Freehoff inducted in our Hall of Fame this past offseason. I know Clay Garcia and David Pesic. You had 2 guys that were really good at the same time, and it seems like you're kind of in that boat again this year.
Yeah, we've got a couple good ones, and we've got 2 guys that are a little different, and each one of them brings a little bit different style to the game, and Matt can run around a little bit and run some option, and Joe Schneider is a little bit more of a typical drop-back quarterback and really runs the offense well and puts the ball where it needs to be. So I think we're very fortunate for the first time to have a little bit of depth to where we can use both of them and make a defense prepare for both styles.
Colorado Mines travels to CSU-Pueblo this Saturday. That's a 6 o'clock kickoff at the Thunder Bowl, so be there for that one. That's going to be a big one. Coach, CSU-Pueblo, another great team again this year, ranked number 3 in the country, and it's just when people are ready to throw dirt on them after they graduated a lot of guys last year, seems like they are back and as good as ever.
Their coaches do a great job of reloading, and they're not rebuilding ever there, and the number 3 ranking is very well deserved. They've got some great players on both sides of the ball, and it's exciting for us because the RMAC has changed, and you do get to fill yourself out a little bit on the national level, playing people like Pueblo, and see where you'd stack up if you can qualify for the playoffs. And they're definitely a team that can compete for the national championship year in, year out.
Talking with Bob Stitt, and this past week we saw them against Chadron State. John McClain set a school record 600 yards passing. I know last year Tim Jenkins had a 500-yard passing game, so if fans are coming out to the game this Saturday, Coach, are we going to expect an air show again?
I'd hope so. I'd like to see our guy do a 500 or 600-yard game, but it's one of those matchups that is always just a grind, with both teams, and the numbers have never been, great. It's just been a great, just classic matchup and very, very physical football game. Every year we play them, and I expect that type of game on Saturday.
Talking with Bob Stitt from the Colorado School of Mines, and Coach, the Special Teams Player of the Week once again this week is Avery Llewellyn, a sophomore kicker punter for you this year, and that's got to be quite a luxury to have a guy who can not only kick field goals but also averaged over 48 yards a punt this past weekend, and what a weapon that is.
Yeah, and he's done a nice job with the punting. I didn't tell him until right before spring that he was going to be our punter. We tried to recruit one and didn't find one, so he was handed the job and never punted before. And now here he is leading the nation in punting. He doesn't go in the statistics as the leader because he doesn't have enough punts to qualify, which is a good thing offensively that you're not punting. But he's done a great job filling in for Taylor Accardi, which had led the nation the year before. So we really haven't missed a beat there, and been very solid with field goals also.
Well, hey, Coach, we want to thank you for taking some time out, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, that is Bob Stitt, the head football coach at the Colorado School of Mines, the dean of RMAC football coaches. What a great job he's done over the years as he's approaching the 100-win career total, which is quite a milestone, especially at the Colorado School of Mines, not necessarily known as a football power before Coach Stitt got there, and he's got them into the NCAA playoffs a couple years. They're always in the hunt for the RMAC championship, it seems, year in and year out, and once again, there they are near the top of the standings again, and this is a big one against CSU-Pueblo this Saturday. Our other RMAC Rawlings Player of the Week was Jake Edmiston from the Colorado Mesa University. We had him on the RMAC radio show a couple weeks back. 23 tackles to lead Mesa to victory over Western New Mexico. Mesa winning 22-17. Edmiston currently leading the nation in tackles with 89. So congratulations to Jake, our Defensive Player of the Week, as Mesa now 3-1, 4-2 overall. And the other game we had Western State get their first win of the season. A big one on Hall of Fame weekend over New Mexico Highlands, 33-27. Also, Adams State defeated Black Hills State 49-43. So the Grizzlies pull back to 2-2 in the league, 4-2 overall. And for more on what's going to be happening this weekend, let's head over to Kia Jeffords in Kia's Corner.
Big week of RMAC football ahead. Colorado Mines returns to action on Saturday when the Orediggers travel to Pueblo for a matchup with number 3 ranked CSU-Pueblo at 6 p.m. The Pack is coming off that big win against number 19 Chadron State. The Eagles match up against Black Hills State as the Jackets are finally back on their home field with their brand new scoreboard. The annual rivalry game is Saturday at 4 p.m. Colorado Mesa is on a 3-game win streak, the Mavs' first since 2009. They face Fort Lewis in Durango Saturday at 1 p.m. Adams State travels to New Mexico Highlands for the Cowboys' homecoming game at Perkins Stadium. Kickoff is set for 6 p.m. Western State is coming off their first win of the season. Mountaineers will travel to Silver City for a 12 p.m. kickoff at Western New Mexico. I'm Kia Jeffords, and this is Kia's Corner.
Thank you, Kia. Still ahead on the RMAC radio show, we're going to talk to Chris Graham, the newly named commissioner of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, see what he's got coming up here. You're listening to the RMAC radio show.